New tonight, Governor Gavin Newsom has vetoed a controversial bill that would have helped undocumented immigrants purchase homes in California. Our Capitol correspondent Eitan Wallace was with the governor this afternoon and has more on why he rejected the legislation.
Felt it was unnecessary.
Governor Gavin Newsom defending his decision to veto Assembly Bill 1840. It would have allowed undocumented Californians looking to buy their own home to apply for the state's first-time homeowners assistance program. Per the program, qualified applicants could receive as much as $150,000 in state-funded down payment assistance. Several Democratic lawmakers had hoped the governor would sign it.
This is a common-sense bill that allows individuals, many of whom were essential workers during the COVID crisis, to be able to get in line and hopefully buy their first home.
But in this veto message, Newsom expressed fiscal concerns with the bill, noting the legislature had not appropriated any money for it amid the state's challenging budget situation.
It was expanding eligibility to a program that had no money. It seemed rather curious to me. So felt it was unnecessary. Completely consistent with prior vetoes along the similar lines.
Republicans weighing in.
It is bad public policy. So I was excited and pleased that the governor vetoed this bill.
What do we want? Reparations! What do we want?
On the issue of reparations for descendants of enslaved black Americans, it's been less than 1 week since Assembly members with the California Legislative Black Caucus took heat for refusing to take up a vote on 2 reparations-related bills. The first bill would have created the California American Freedmen Affairs Agency in charge of overseeing the reparations process in the state. The second bill would have created a reparations-related fund.
Having a great and wonderful day. Well, what we have here is talking about Gavin Newsom doing a W for once, but I don't think it's in good conscience. I don't think it's good for anybody at all. Because what we have here is Gavin Newsom making sure that he's playing the politics, he's playing the game, so that way he can possibly be president for next year, for 2028, because he wants that big P. What we have here is Gavin Newsom vetoes 150K down payment handout to legal immigrant home buyers. So yeah, that's what's going on here. And guys, we're going to be getting into this, right? Because we're going to be talking about other things as well. You know, him also vetoing the the black reparations, which a lot of black people want and love nowadays. Yeah, that seems to be something that it's not going too great, right? So I don't know about you, but it's not. The blacks are going to be quite upset. But first, we'll go over this. Democratic Governor Newsom struck down a bill Friday that would have made the Golden State the first in the nation to offer down payment assistance to legal immigrant home buyers. Now, we're going to go to Oregon here, where they were talking about Oregon home buyers, all right? So that's not the only thing that's going on here. Come on now. So, Assembly Bill 1840, which was approved by both chambers of the Democrat-controlled California legislature last month, sought to grant undocumented immigrants access to the state's taxpayer-funded home loan program, which provides up to $150,000 in down payment assistance for eligible first-time home buyers. Newsom, 56, expressed concern over the budgetary impact the expansion of the program would have in his veto announcement. Yeah, so California just doesn't have the money. We don't have the money for this at all, period. And we don't have the money for reparations either. California, again, guys, you have to understand, is in like a $30 billion, give or take, dollar deficit, all right? Like, we're not in this great space where we can be spending needlessly huge amounts of money and going over stuff like that, right? So, yeah, it's not great. And what we have here is something that I think everybody needs to be talking about here. Tariq Nasheed. As much as I hate this guy because I think he is a race hustler, he is a person that is racist, and I don't like him. But he says what's true. He says what's true, and I think everybody needs to start listening to exactly what I'm going to be saying here because, again, it's not wrong. He says Gavin Newsom sent his plantation flunkies out to do his dirty work by crashing the reparations bills, literally for no reason at all, and now he wants to wag his finger at black people because the community don't appreciate being lied to. black voters would be fools to support these disrespectful Democrats at this point. Oh, I 100% agree. And Ted Nasheed, we're going to be going over that very briefly, but we're going to be watching exactly what Gavin Newsom's been saying about this and further things, because it ain't looking too great. Like, it should make a lot of black people angry.
Hold on. While we're on this subject of bills, I just want to know, what did you know about bills not being brought to the floor? Two critical reparation bills, Senate Bill 1403 and Senate Bill 1331.
Forgive me, because there's over 1,000. I'm not very good at the numeric, but
Okay, we'll talk about the Freedmen Agency.
yeah, I know a little bit about that. What I do know is
you had added some amendments to that Bradford's desk on August 26th.
As it relates,
You're off.
well, hold on. We work with the legislature throughout the legislative process on amendments. Sometimes they advance those amendments, sometimes they don't take our amendments, and those bills are sent to my desk. I think you're referencing bills that were not sent to my desk that did not pass through the legislature. As it relates to the broader issue of reparations, which I appreciate both of you referencing, we work very closely with the Black Caucus on a package of reparations reforms. We met before the legislative session, we met during the legislative session. We worked very collaboratively on amendments. We also worked on bills without amendments. And I think the vast majority of those that we agreed to and worked collaboratively together with the Black Caucus have ended up on my desk. I'll be reviewing them all on the merits. And I want to applaud the head of the Black Caucus, Lori Wilson, who's been spectacular in advancing those bills, their principles, and advancing them in a...
Here we have it to where Gavin Newsom is just pretty much just playing the politics tool. He is pretty much allowing black people to be played with. Like, you are his toy that black people are being able to be used. That's pretty much it. And, again, we have other things here as well. He's saying, like, oh, you guys need to have an apology for the Black Caucus because, you know, because it's not, you shouldn't be doing that, trying to pretend that he is with the Black Caucus and say he's okay with the bill, but in all reality, he's not going to. The Democrats are never, ever going to do this, all right? The Democrats are not ever going to put up the reparations bill because they know it's the end of the state if they do it. We can't afford it. And it's the same thing with the homebuyer situation with the illegal immigrants. Because you can't put this up here and be saying like, oh, we can afford this. No. And not only that, it would cause other issues with racial tensions among white people and other races. And then it will have a huge other problem in that fact. So yes, Gavin Newsom is not going to sign this bill. Democrats will never sign this bill because Democrats play black people for idiots. That's just the reality. And For once, it seems that black people are finally waking up to the reality that, hey, we're being played as fools. Hey, we're all idiots. Why are you supporting Democrats? Well, here's one man here saying, like, he's saying exactly what I'm saying here. We're waking up.
Democrats are trash because they sit here and they try to deceive us, ladies and gentlemen. This is why I tell people, I like politicians who are going to be honest. If you ain't going to do something, say it. Don't sit here and pretend you're going to do something knowing that you're going to crash out at the last minute. Don't play that game and then blame the Republicans. Hey, man, Kamala, whoever, what happened to the reparations? Man, what had happened was I was trying to really push it through, and them damn Republicans with their racist self, them old racist Republicans, man, they had went behind our back, and then they had messed everything up, man. So it's the Republicans, man, they got our hands tied. And we just had a Republican on here like, hey, man, the Democrats are running the yard. The Republican was like, yeah, I tried to introduce it, nobody gave me a second motion, and they are running the yard. They are the majority out here. They're running the yard. It ain't us. In fact, I tried to get it through. They blocked it. They didn't act on it. So they're not going to pull the what had happened was black people, we got to let the Democrats crash and burn.
Yeah, so you heard it from him himself, right? It's like again, the Democrats have been playing the black people for years, for decades. And it's finally about time that black people wake up and smell the coffee. Smell what's really going on here. Because this is the reality. This is what's going on. And I'm going to play this to finish the rest of this. And you guys are going to see exactly what I'm talking about. And, of course, we're going to have that Malcolm X special because we got to always have that Malcolm X splashed a little bit onto it to make people realize some things.
About those two critical bills that did not make it to your desk.
Well, those bills, you'll have to ask them, the legislature, why those didn't land on my desk.
Did you tell the Black Caucus that you would veto the reparations agency and reparations fund bill?
I didn't talk directly to anyone about those two bills. As it relates to the process of how bills are done broadly in the state, there's a collaborative process. People ask our opinions. Are there concerns? Issues that have dollar figures are consistently marked. Consistently. If it wasn't done in the budget, that's going to be a challenge. There's always exceptions to that, but that's going to be a challenge. And that was a process that unfolded over the course, as I said, of months, particularly as it relates to the reparations package, in partnership with the Black Caucus. And there was no daylight with Lori Wilson and the Black Caucus as it relates to the work that we did collaboratively together. And let me just, on a personal note, and forgive me about this, she did not deserve to be attacked like she was attacked. Members of the Black Caucus did not deserve to be attacked and their integrity impugned. That was disgraceful. There were members of that Black Caucus that are owed an apology for being treated the way they were treated, to be doxxed, to be personally maligned and attacked. So forgive me for expressing that. Great respect and admiration for the leadership of the Black Caucus and members of the Black Caucus.
So, yeah, it's hilarious too, because he is pretty much blaming the black people, the Black Caucus, saying like, oh, well, it's your fault we didn't put the reparations on my desk. It's there. But also trying to play the nice guy here as saying like, oh, well, I still have a lot of support for them. I still like these black people, my friends, like the people that are on the plantation. I still love them, but they don't deserve any disrespect. But it's their fault, by the way, that they didn't put this onto my desk. You vetoed it, sir. You were making sure, at least in the backgrounds, that this wasn't going to go by. This was not going to happen, right? And this is your fault, Gavin Newsom. This is you. And this is the way the Democrats treat every single black person. They only want your vote. They don't care about your opinions. They don't care what you think. They don't care whatever you say because they're inherently racist people. They're the inherently racist party. They have been the racist party for decades, for practically a century now. So don't be shocked when this happens to you. And by the way, I'm going to show you this. I'm going to show you Malcolm X saying exactly what Tariq Nasheed is saying, and he warned and told black people this years ago, decades ago.
Differs from the white conservative only in one way. The liberal is more deceitful, more hypocritical than the conservative. Both want power, but the white liberal is the one who has perfected the art of posing as the Negro's friend and benefactor. And by winning the friendship and support of the Negro, the white liberal is able to use the Negro as a pawn or a weapon in this political football game that is constantly raging between the white liberals and the white conservatives. The American Negro is nothing but a political football, and the white liberals control this ball through tricks or tokenism, false promises of integration and civil rights. In this game of deceiving and using the American Negro, the white liberals have complete cooperation of the Negro civil rights leader, who sell our people out for a few crumbs of token recognition, token gains, token progress.
So again, black people, are you going to still vote for these Democrats that treat you like garbage, that treat you like absolute trash? That you're just a number to them, you're just a vote? Hey, black people, hey, here, you see this? You see this? This is what we call food. You want it? Come and jump for it. Come on, yeah, okay, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Come on, come on, keep on going, come on. Oh, if you keep on chasing, we'll finally give you reparations at some point in time, but make sure you vote for us. That's what we want. They're playing black people like they're children. They're playing black people like they're idiots. It is time for black people to wake up and stop doing this. And another thing, too, with the reparations, stop demanding reparations. You're acting a fool. You're being an idiot, all right? Don't need reparations. Get yourself up. Get yourself where you need to be, and you'll be fine. But if you keep on demanding reparations, you're only making yourself look like a fool. And you're seeming desperate. You seem like you need handouts from the white man to get yourself up. So, stop being stupid. Alright guys, that's it for the video. Like, guys, share. As always, take care, my friends.
I'm disgusted by what I see in public. Even people closest to us can't be trusted. Cause it's algorithmic disease, the social media.